If you're a young real estate agent and you're trying to get more listings, this video is for you. Welcome to this video, guys. My name is Michael. I help real estate agents get more listings online, and in today's video I'm gonna break down exactly how you can get more listings as a young real estate agent that is just starting out. So I want to tell you about why you struggle maybe to get more listings as a young real estate agent to begin with. So first thing you got to understand is that through your script or whatever you're trying to memorize in front of the mirror or talking to your family members about it, right? Like, forget about that, right? Because the thing is, you need to understand reason why maybe you are struggling to get more listings is not necessarily because you're young or because you're unexperienced and you think that, sellers, let's say they're like 20 years old, older than you, they don't trust you. Well, the reason why they don't trust you is not because you're just young looking and they think you don't have experience. Is because you don't understand them and they don't feel like you understand them neither, right? So let's be honest, like, do you actually understand their situation? The reason why you probably have more affinity working with buyers and with tenants is because you are probably in that age range too. So if you are in your 20s, for example, and you're working with a lot of first-time home buyers that are 25, 26, 27 years old, then you relate more to them, right? Because they are in a similar generation, maybe not necessarily yours, but they speak kind of the same language. And if you're working with a lot of tenants that are just moving out from their parents, you understand their situation because maybe you're living right now with your parents, or that you've been living with your parents and recently you moved out, so you know exactly how they feel and why they want to move out, right? Yeah, like, you understand their pain points and their desires. Like, they're just tired of like living with their parents and having them telling them what to do and all that stuff, and now they just want their own place. They want to be like feel respected. They want to show it off on social media, right? So you understand like the tenants moving out and you understand the first time home buyers, but do you really understand the sellers? That's the question you need to ask yourself. Like, you need to put yourself in their shoes and understand exactly what they're going through and their struggles. And for some of you guys, you never sold a property yourself before. You've never gone through the selling process, so you don't know what it's like. And it's okay. You don't necessarily need to go through it to be able to get listings. You just need to understand what it's like and do a lot of market research. So what I want you to do is do market research, meaning research online how sellers feels, like research on articles, read Facebook groups on sellers, like and sellers speaking and talking about different things, the questions that they're asking, like read online the blogs, to know exactly what are their fears, what are their pain points, and what do they want, like the goal they want to achieve. Why do they want to sell? What's the motivation behind selling in the first place? And also understand like everything, the psychology behind everything, and also the words, what they care about, what they don't care about. You need to know all these things, like, because a first-time home buyer, a tenant, and a seller, they all want different things. They all want different goals. They are at different stages in their life. They care about different things, and you need to communicate that to them, and that way they'll feel like you understand them. They'll trust you and they'll give you the listing. So the first advice that I have to give you, like I said, is to do market research by reading articles and blogs online of sellers asking questions, and also try to join Facebook groups and understand exactly what they want, how they speak, because they won't necessarily have the same lingo as well compared to my generation, for example, where we talk about the trends on TikToks and stuff like that. Like, maybe that generation is not talking about them, and you need to know exactly what they're talking about. And the second advice I have to give you as a young real estate agent to get more listings is to sit down with them, ask them a few questions. I mean, a lot of questions, as many as you can, so you can just understand. Like, don't even try to sell them. What I would do is, if I were you, is I would just try to get appointments with sellers and exactly understand their current situation and their desired situation, meaning where they are right now and where they're trying to get to, so that you can fully understand what's stopping them from getting from where they are to where they want to be, and you can see for yourself if you can help them. Like, I wouldn't even try to focus on closing them and making them sign the contract. I would just try to focus on understanding them, so you can see what you can improve in your listing presentation and how you communicate with them. Now, the third advice that I'll give you is to not use a script, but rather a structure. Meaning, instead of memorizing word for word, phrase by phrase, exactly what you need to say in your listing presentation, you should follow a structure instead, because people know when you're following a script and it's not natural, and it's hard for them to trust you because they know you're reading a script in your head and you've memorized that script for you to close them. Now, what they want to feel like is that you understand their situation, and that requires to be able to be flexible in your structure. That's what I like to call a structure. You follow a certain frameworks with steps that you need to go through in the listing presentations, but you don't necessarily say it word by word, and sometimes you can, go from one step to the other to the next step. So that way you still are following like a proven structure to close that listing and to get that listing, but you're not actually speaking like a robot. And having that structure will actually get you more confident, because oftentimes when you memorize a script, you don't even understand the principles behind that script that make it work. But when you understand the principles behind the structure, now you're able to actually apply them and put your own twist to it, so that it sounds more natural. I started my business when I was 16 years old, and I was closing deals with real estate agents of, $4, $5, $6, even $10,000 when I was 16 years old, even if I wasn't a real estate agent myself. Why? Because I understand the market so well. I did a lot of research. I read some books about it. I talked to other agents, and I just learned every single day, right? At the beginning, I wasn't closing deals because I didn't really understand the market that well. But nowadays, I understand it so well that sometimes I ask myself, why am I not a real estate agent? Because I could just get all these listings and everything with all of these that I know I can generate. And I'm not telling you this to brag or anything else like that. I'm telling you this because I want you to believe that it's possible, and that even if you are young, let's say you're 18, 19, 20 years old, doesn't matter. As a real estate agent, you can still get listings. And it's just about doing these 3 things that I talked to you about, as well as being professional, obviously. That's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. My name is Michael. Like, again, I help you get more listings, and that's the reason why I want you to subscribe to the channel right now and like the video as well, because this helps the channel. So I'll see you in the next video.